Hello, hello. I have been asked about the strong winds over there at the Olympics. What is the big deal? So I thought I'd give you some insight about a skill that is essential in outdoor sports. And you might not think about this as you sit there comfortably at home or wherever you're watching the Olympics from. But this is the skill of ability to adapt. Because wherever outdoor athletes go to compete or train, they constantly have to adapt to the conditions and the weather and find the best solutions for that particular field of play. And the differences can be huge. I don't think it's the same in indoor sports. A little bit, but it's got to be less because say you're playing basketball, if you play in Madrid or you play in Miami, the baskets are still going to be in the same spots and the floor is more or less horizontal. You kind of know what to expect. But skiing is not like that. And I remember always being so excited to arrive at the mountain and see what the course was like and how were the moguls, were they huge or rhythmic, were they edgy, was the snow compact, soft, wet, icy, catchy, whatever. Did it start very steep and then it flatten out, or was it the other way around, or how was the transition in to the air bumps, how was the difficulty of the landings, and then from that you work out your solution on that particular course. And then you have, like I said, the weather to adapt to. And at these Olympics, it seems to have been the strong winds that has been the big factor. And maybe you're wondering, what's the big deal? Is like they got to be used to being out in the cold. Why don't they just cover up? But the wind issue is not about being cold. It's the wind is very disturbing, especially in the disciplines involving being in the air, such as ski jumping and most of the freestyle events. And also in downhill skiing, where they come off, flying off those changes in terrain. And strong gusty winds, especially if coming from the side, can actually blow the athletes completely out of control in the air, being quite dangerous. And on top of that, if the wind is gusty, it can also make for unfair competition. And I think in the women's snowboard slope style event, it shouldn't have been held like that. It was sacrificed to the wind. They did a modified program with just 2 airs instead of 2 rounds instead of 3, and the girls really had to bring down the level of difficulty of the tricks just to stay pretty safe, which is frustrating when you're an athlete and you've been training for years and taking beating from crash upon crash upon crash to try and learn new tricks and bring up the level of the game. Yeah, but frustration is not even the big thing with this. The thing is athlete safety, and you can bring down the level of difficulty, but you still have to go off those kickers. And if you get picked up by the wind, all you can do really is try and rebalance and get in control before you have the impact with the snow or the ice, because with the strong winds the wind usually blows off the snow. But now the training has started for the aerials. This is where they go really, really high up in the air. Just to give you an idea, if you know the 10-meter diving platforms from the Summer Olympics, well, these guys get almost twice as high up in the air. So it's really impressive. And imagine spinning around in the air with skis becoming like propellers and getting picked up by a gusty wind. It's just nothing you can really do. You can't release the skis in the air, and I don't think you would want to do that anyways, because landing with no skis is not fun either. Anyways, there's no release mechanism. You just kind of have to land when you land. And it might sound pure kamikaze, but it's a really very well organized sport, and they gain a level of control in the air that's incredible by tons of practice on water ramps, where the water surface is being broken by like jacuzzi kind mechanisms, and even then it's not uncommon that they break their skis when they land because of the impact of coming from that high. And then on the snow hill, the coaches do a lot of working on the landing hill so that it's fairly safe to land out of balance or to crash. But with strong gusty winds, it would just not be fun to watch. I imagine even less fun to compete. And hopefully the place there is not too exposed and the winds will calm down. So what happens if it's too windy? Well, first of all, they're going to be postponing little by little to see if a window opens where they can hold the competition safely for everybody. And in that case, the athletes will have to be on hold there. They will have the added difficulty of not knowing how long they have to wait for. And of course, they have to be ready when the weather is. And this can be quite stressful, and you have to know how to deal with that. So the ability to adapt and adjust is just a core skill for athletes in these sports that you might not think about. And this skill is worked by being committed day in and day out to go out there training, even if the conditions are difficult. So you can't really allow yourself to say today is just a bad day and I'll come out when the sun is shining. So, well, there's another issue talking about sun is the visibility, but I guess we'll cover that in a different video. I'll try and illustrate it for you, actually, how how differences in visibility can affect what you're able to do out there. Okay? If you have any other questions, I'd be happy to try and answer them, so just send it to me. And enjoy the games. Catch you later. Bye-bye.